If you guys are fans of the Joshi promotions out of Japan, then you're in luck. Today is the day where I get to review 5 different Joshi promotions from 5 of their events right now. So let's get started on this episode of Deleted WrestleZone.
Are you ready? Get up, get up! 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 Get up, get up!
Welcome everybody to Deleted WrestleZone. All things that it's pro wrestling from AEW, NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, the National Wrestling Alliance, various promotions, matches, wrestlers, and championships. I'm your host, Jay, right here. So let's begin with the first review of our very first Joshi promotion that I'm going to review about, and that is Gatoh Pro Wrestling. So as you know, they've been doing their ChocoPro shows. If you guys don't know, there's 2 different shows they do, which is the regular one with the squared circle, and then there's the one with the mat where they call it the brown mat called the ChocoPro. So they've been doing that for a while. So their latest ChocoPro is number 98, and there's 3 matches involved. First match, we have Lulu Pencil of the Pencil Army taking on Sawade Kamen. Basically, this entire event had a little bit of the intergender matches, but there are times once in a while where they have male wrestlers come in. This one was let's say the first match. Let's just say I didn't know the male competitor in this one. Lulu Pencil I have because I've seen her already with the previous events, but I wasn't too much hyped for this match because it's always been different. But I'll tell you who won. That one was won by Sawade Kamen. So practically I can't tell you much information about it. Lulu Pencil, I only know that she's part of a Pencil Army group, kind of like a bunch of geeks. But if you're into that, then this is the show you gotta watch. Next match is another intergender match. We have Yuna Mizumori versus another male competitor named Hajin Shinibu, or something like that. I can't pronounce the name right. Once again, I know who this Yuna is. I've seen her on countless occasions. Really good competitor, but the other guy, I don't know who he is. This one had a little bit of aggressiveness in this one, which is okay, because we tend to see this in various matches. Doesn't matter with who. But however, it's the Shinobu actually who won the match by a great submission. Now the main event, this is of course my favorite to watch. We have a tag team match. On the first corner we have Koshikawa and her partner Emi Sakura taking on Best Bros Mei Shigura and Balian Aki. I love watching this match when it comes to the Best Bros because they actually do great matches. Even the best part is there's a moment where you see where Balian takes out Chi out of the building through a window. You can see him just attacking her. All that. There much of the fight also where the guys who are not inside the mat, they are fighting outside. But of course, you cannot deny how fun this match is, especially with the Breast Bros. But I love watching this event. It's pretty cool. But of course, like always, the Best Bros wins thanks to Mei Shigura, who won this one for her team. As you know, Mei Shigura is under the tutelage of Emi Sakura. I have to say, she's a really good competitor. If you guys haven't seen her, she was involved in the first round in the AEW Women's Eliminator match, and you probably like her. They call it the Big Apple. So really good match. I have to say, I like seeing the Best Bros a lot. So they won this match. So I think that's it for Gatoh's ChocoPro. So let's move on with the other Joshi promotion, Diana. So let's do that right now. All right. So we're reviewing World Women's Pro Wrestling Diana, or simply Diana. This took place at their dojo on March 13th, which is not too long ago. Their first match was a very interesting one. Uh, one of their top stars, Haruka Umesaki, was taking on this masked wrestler named Hope. Now, judging from the crowd's reaction, they don't know who she was. Neither does Aruka, who actually knows who this person is. I mean, the match was great. However, it was kind of weird because this person was only wearing a mask and a sweatshirt and a sweatpants. But I didn't know what was that all about. But the match was good. Don't get me wrong. But the match didn't go exactly with one person winning the other and in a time limit draw. So basically, the match was done. But however, post match, this mysterious masked wrestler named Hope shows up, thus starting a little promo. But however, it was revealed to be someone I've seen before, uh, Miyuki Takase, who I've seen on Ice Ribbon a few times. I don't know what's the beef between those two, even though these type of promotions, with the exception of New Japan, Dragon Gate, and Pro Wrestling Noah, they have English commentators and those who are doing kind of like translating for us. Don't know what they're talking about, but it looks more like a feud that it's coming. But it's kind of interesting to see. But not gonna complain. But like I said, it was a good match. But I can tell this is gonna be an interesting feud. So let's just move on from it. Next match is a three-way match or a triple threat. They call it three-way. We have Ami Miura taking on Madeline, taking on Ayako Sato. Another good example of match. Apparently, there are times there were team ups. Sometimes they'll try to outpin each other like any other type of triple threat match. But I have to say, I do find this person, Ayako Sato, very interesting because she's a bit more calculated. I think she seems like the fan favorite. Emmy Miura, actually, I followed her a lot. I think she might have appeared in Ice Rim, I'm not sure. But yeah, but it's kind of messed up to see who was gonna win. But like I said, I did follow Ayako Sato. I've seen her that she's really interesting to follow, and luckily for me, watching her, she won by making a very interesting pinfall for herself, winning the match. So that's pretty much it for that match. So let's go to the main event, which is a tag team. We got Nanami and Kyoto and Kyoto Inoi, who is the founder, taking on Asuka, aka Veni, and Jaguar Yokota. Great match. I mean, I'm a fan of this Asuka, better known as Emi. Really great match to see. It was a bit more aggressive, like I seen. I think this team way. Now you probably say, wait a minute, this is the girl from Veni who she's promoting. To be honest with you guys, I just found out she's a freelancer. She can go to any promotion she wants, so she's not affiliated with one promotion. She goes to many. But I like Asuka and Jaguar. There seems like a good team, and of course, it was them who won the match. A very interesting one. So, if you guys haven't seen it, check it out. You can see it either on any watchwrestling.la or any other ones that you can find, or look it up online. So, I think that's it for Diana. So let's move on. Okay, so we got Ice Ribbon here. Their latest event's called Reborn, so which is those two dots, born, This took place on the 20th of February, which is last month, in Korakuen Hall. So let's begin with the review on start to finish. First match, we have Bani Oikawa, Ibuki Hoshi, and Sakutsu Totoro taking on Noah Ishikawa, Miko Ayuno, I hope I got it right, and Hamoko Oshii. Another interesting match. To be honest with you, I kind of got lost in this one because I didn't know what to expect. But it was a good match, not gonna lie. I was kind of thinking, okay, that this one I wasn't sure who was gonna win this one, but I did like how it went. It was a good match, but however, it ended in favor of Ishikawa, Euno, and Oshii on this one. So they took the victory. Next match is a straight up tag team, a very interesting duo. We got Yuki Moshi and Tekla taking on Tae Humna and Sakushi Aruka. Now, this was a very interesting match because it turns out that somehow, as you don't know, Tekla is a bit of a mean girl, but however, Machino, she is more of the nice girl, but she'll be your friend if you and her click. Somehow, Tekla clicked with her, and they got the referee by her side, in their side. It was so straight up funny. I didn't expect that. I was like, referees are not meant to be seen. They're like the ones who are in the background, like people talk about Aubrey Edwards. But yeah, it was a fun match. But however, it did end it in the favor of Machino and Tekla. But their opposing team did not like this one bit. But hey, they used their smarts. That's how you win a match. Now the next match, a very interesting intergender match. This is called Suzuki Hardcore Determination 7-match series. So this was the first match. Now, this particular match is hardcore. Basically, she's gonna face wrestlers who are in the hardcore game, and her opponent was none other than a guy I don't know or may have, Yuko Miyamoto. I have to say, Zuzu really took a very big risk on this one. But frankly, she did bled out, and sadly, she lost. But she's not going to let this turn her down because she has a 7-match series. So basically, this is one match out of the 7. But frankly, her next opponent, it's already been revealed, is from someone from Freedoms. And I'm like, oh boy, this is going to be different. If you guys don't know, I reviewed Pro Wrestling Freedoms before. This is not good. So good luck, Suzumu. We'll see what happens next. Next match, we have a 6-woman tag team match. We got Frank Sisters, consistent of Akane Fujita, Mochi Miyagi, and Hiragi Kurumi, taking on Ram Kiyoshi, Saori Anoe, and Hiroyo Matsumo. I like this match completely because I'm a fan of Ram, because she's a very mysterious girl who looks like something from like a Japanese witch or so. But no, it's not like that. But that's the way I pictured it, in my opinion. Sauru, I do like her because she's really impressive. But however, the match ended in favor of Ram and her team because like I said, I'm a fan of her gimmick and all that. And plus, she's a member of a faction called Rebel X Enemy, which they will be putting their two of her teammates will be putting their tag team titles on the line. And her, of course, one of her members will be in the main event. So that's what I like about her. Now let's move forward with the next match, which is a championship match. This is for the Fantastic Ice Championship. Atsuki Aoki taking on Risa Serra. Awesome match. Now, I did not, as for a while I've been noticing, Itsuki Aoki's been trying to get her hands on that title. She wants it, but Riza, she's been a fighting competitor, as I've been witnessing. But however, I did not expect her to make it through because I would have assumed Aoki was going to win it. But no, Riza won it. I have to say she pulled off a great victory on this one. So the real question is, who will be her next competitor? No one has stepped up yet, but sooner or later, someone will. So Riza win her match. The next match is another championship match. Is for the International Ribbon Tag Team titles against Joint Army's Sherry, their newest member, and Matsuyo Uno taking on Rebel X Rebel, Maika Osaki, and Maya Yukihi. This was another great match because the way I see it is this: Joint Army has been for a while trying to establish themselves as a dominant faction. Now, Rebel X Enemy has already established themselves as a dominant faction because if you guys notice, there's from Rebel X Rebel, there's already 3 of their members champions. Ram is the champion too. So is Micah and Maya. They are also a champion. But I have to say, I like how they Joint Army were doing everything in their power to isolate their opponents from each other, even when they're tagging. But however, it's still not enough. I was like thinking, okay, with Sherry joining Joint Army, I thought for sure they were gonna win this one, but no. Rebel X Rebel has shown they're not to be underestimated, no matter what the consequences are. So I'm like, great job. I like it. I have to say, a great job on that one. So they retain their titles. So Micah and Maya remain as the International Ribbon Tag Team Champions. Now we get to the main event. We got also the other member of Rebel X Enemy versus Rina Yamashita, who I mentioned a few times, and I have to say she is a very impressive female wrestler who is also involved in the deathmatch hardcore scene, taking on the newly crowned Ice Infinity champion, Tsukasa Fujimoto. I was like thinking, okay, if they were able to obtain all their titles, that's going to be interesting. Because if they do obtain this one, then Rebel X Rebel will become that very, very more dominant faction. Kind of like the version of how Undisputed Era were able to obtain all the gold. But Rina really put up a great performance. But however, it was still not enough against Fujimoto. Fujimoto actually retained the title. But however, as soon as the match was over, one of her teammates from Yamashita, she decided to step up against her. So basically, it seems like Rebel X Rebel are trying to obtain this one title, which I'm fine with it. But like I said, I don't know what they're saying in Japanese because there's not a translation on this one. Unlike, what was it? New Japan, Pro Wrestling Noah, and Dragon Gate. They should have at least a translator for us to watch, but no. So I think that's it for Ice Ribbon. I say let's move on with the #1 Joshi promotion in all of Japan, Stardom. Alrighty, so it's been a while since I reviewed a Stardom event. This one took place on the 11th of last month. Don't remember the name of the venue, but it's called We Are Stardom Broadcast Start Commemoration. It was a very interesting event, so let's start right now with the first match. We have Lady C versus Natsupoi. Natsupoi is a very fantastic wrestler, a very high-speed competitor. Lady C is still one of those wrestlers that is still not unaffiliated with any faction, but however, just to give you guys a little spoilers, there's been talk that she could be joining a faction soon. Don't know which one. It's either Cosmic Angels or Queen's Quest, but we'll see what happens. But however, the match kind of went in the favor of Natsupoi. As you know, Natsupoi is in line for a high-speed title at All-Star Dreams. I don't remember which venue that's going to be coming up soon. But it was a very good match. I love Natsupoi, how she is very high speed, very fast pace. She looks more like a girl who has done gymnastics, but it did allow her to win because even though Lady C's a bit taller than her, maybe 5'6" or something, or maybe more. But well, that's how it is. But Natsupoi won, all thanks to her very high speed pace. Next match, we have Ruka of Stars taking on the leader of Cosmic Angels, Tam Nakano. Even though those two know each other, Tam has no beef with Ruka. But, of course, Tam has been proving herself that she can be her own person if we believe in her. And, of course, those who are around her, like Mina and Unagi, believe in her as well. But it's great to see how she's improving more even without Stars being part of the Cosmic Angels. It's great. She actually won by applying her finisher, the Tiger Suplex, which is her, her ultimate finisher. But there's two people in Stardom who does it. Her and, of course, Starlight Kid, actually. But, yeah. Next match is a tag team match. Now, there's an outpost because of this. Apparently, this match has Odetai consistent of Saki Kushima and Konami taking on Dana del Mondo, better known as DDM, taking on Maika and Suri. Now, Konami, she is one half of the Goddesses of Stardom champions along with Bea Priestley, and Maika, who is teamed up later on with Himeka. They will be facing for those titles soon. So this is more like a preview match. But what I like about this match, even though Odetai has always, kind of like similar like Bullet Club, always used tricks to ensure they win, this time you get the full strength of both Maika and Suri. If you guys don't know this, Suri is the CWA Undisputed Women's World Champion. Very powerful wrestler, kind of like strong style type, but it kind of helped both of them out. So it did allow them to win, all thanks to Suri, who made the pinfall for her team. So like I said, this is more of a preview before that title match takes place. But let's keep on moving. Next match, we're still continuing with the Unagi Sayaka's 7 series trial match. This is her second match. She initially had her first one against Julia, but didn't go so well for her. She teamed up against the high-speed champion, Azami. It's AZM, Azami. So it was kind of interesting. Azami said in a pre-interview that she was chosen to face her. As you know, I've always said that the high-speed wrestlers are mostly the ones that can keep up to the pace. Unagi, I have to say, she did put up a great match on this one, but however, she she doesn't have like the same kind of experience as Azami. Azami has been with Stardom since she was 14 years old. I think she's in her 20s at this point. But yeah, great. But Azami won her match, all due to her high speed as well. And as you know, she'll be facing Natsupoi soon. Next match is another sort of a preview in the Goddesses of Stardom title. We got Odetai's Bea Priestley, the other half of those champions, teaming with the leader of Odetai, Natsuko Tora, taking on DDM's Himeka and Julia. Now, as you know right away, Himeka is going to be facing Bea Priestley and part of that. But I have to say, Natsuko once again uses her unorthodox tactics to ensure she wins. Even the other members of Odetai were there too, to ensure they win the match, even though the other member of DDM were there to help out. But however, the referee kind of almost lost control, but DDM, thanks to Himeka, was able to win the match when she knocked out Natsuko Tora out of the equation. No, Natsuko Tora out of the equation to ensure she wins her match. But however, post-match, Himeka is not an idiot. She knows that Natsuko Tora would ensure whatever it takes to ensure that Odetai will remain the champions. That's how she rolls. But we'll see when we get there, because they'll be having that soon. Now, the main event, we have a 6-women tag team match consistent of Stars, Saya Ida, Starlight Kid, and Mayu Iwatani taking on Queen's Quest, Saya Kamitani, Utani Hayashishida, and Momo Wanatabe. This was another good match, as you know. If you guys must know, if you guys don't, I just recently found out something interesting. Io Shirai was the original leader of Queen's Quest, and Momo Wanatabe, on the other hand, stepped up as the leader, and of course, she had some big shoes to fill. So I was unaware of that, but I have to say, Queen's Quest is a very interesting faction to watch. But however, I did like how I've been seeing recently how Mayu Iwatani and Starlight Kid are very cohesive, but these three, along with Saya, they're like a very standout team, which is kind of interesting to watch a lot. I'm very happy that I got to see this, but I have to say Queen's Quest continues to show that they are a very dominant faction, even without Io Shirai. But who's going to be challenging for Utami, who is in fact the World of Stardom champion. So she's the top champion, number 1. So who'll be that person? I don't know, but I can't wait to see it. So I think that's it for now for the Stardom stuff. So I'm going to end it with Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. Okay, as you know, I've been talking about Tokyo Joshi Pro, where they had this tournament called the Futari no Princess Heart, no Max Heart tournament. Right now, they have 2 matches that involve the semifinals, and of course, the main event was the finals. So let's go from start to finish on this one. First match in the tournament was Sena Shiori and Hikari Noah taking on Neo Bishiki-gun, consisting of Mei Saint Michelle and Saki-sama. Now, I wasn't sure what to think of these guys, Neo Bishiki-gun. I was like, wow, they have a very unorthodox style. But I would have assumed, for me, it was going to be Shiori and Noah who was going to win. But no, it ended in Bishiki-gun's favor, all thanks to Sakasami, who in fact won for her team. But I have to say, very interesting team to watch. The next semifinal is Hyper Misao and Shoko Nakajima taking on Maki Ito, the cutest in the world, and Miyu Yamashita. Now, I love Hyper, but however, I love the combination with Maki and Miyu. I'm like a big fan of that. As we know, we just saw Maki Ito involved. Now, this is before she came to the States to do the involving the buy-in. But it's great to see the combination. Once again, it was Maki Ito who won the match for her team, which it's been recently been going like that. I think Mayu thought, she gets the credit, despite I did most of the work, that sort of thing. But I feel maybe they were the fan favorites to win the tournament. So in the finals, it becomes Niobe Shiki-gun, Mei, and Sakasama taking on Maki and Miyu. So we'll get to that in a little bit. So let's move forward with the upcoming matches. Next match we have is an 8-woman match. We have Arisu Endo, Moka Miyamoto, Suzumi, and Mirai Mayumi taking on Mahito Kyuru, Raku, Marika Kobashi, and Noah Kakura. Now, this match was a very interesting one. Before I start, it's been revealed on Twitter that Moka Miyamoto just graduated from college, so congratulations. So, good job. So, it was an interesting match. Wasn't too pumped on this one, but it was interesting. I did notice it was, who was it? Kuda, who won the match when she kind of had like a torture rack onto Arisu Endo. I have to say it was a very way to win the match by using the torture rack. I didn't expect that, but it was an interesting ending. But like I said, I wasn't too pumped for this one. I was waiting for the finals. Next match we have Yuka Sakazaki. No, wait, hold on. Yeah. Yuka Sakazaki teaming with Bakutsero sisters, who are in fact the Princess Tag Team Champions. Who are the teammates again? Oh yeah, Yuki Aino and Nodoka Temna taking on Palm Harajuku and of course the team Hakuchumu, Miyu Watanabe, and Rika Tatsu. Now I say these two teams are very interesting, but however I felt like when I look at the Yuka Sakazaki and of course the champs, the tag champs, I felt like they were gonna win this match. Despite the fact that they have, I feel like they were the one team that have the capacity win. Don't forget, Yuka was the Princess of Princess champion, which is now occupied by Rika Tatsumi. So that's how I saw it. But I wasn't too much pump on this one. But however, it was interesting. Now the main event was in fact the finals of the Futari no Princess Max Heart tournament. We got Maki Ito, Miyu Yamashita, and of course Nobishiki Gun, Mei, and Sakisama. I have to say it was a very interesting match. Now, to me, I felt like that Maki Ito and Miyu Yamashita were the fan favorites to win. Not because I say so, it's because I've noticed, because there are fans who love Maki. And Miyu Yamashita is one of the most amazing competitors. If you guys know this or not, she's a black belt in karate. She just recently celebrated her birthday, and she blew out her candle by doing that spin heel kick. But I did not expect how this was going to go. It ended with Nobishiki win, all thanks to Saki-sama winning the match for a team. But however, it did not end with them just winning. Apparently, this match was very closely watched by none other than the current champions, Bakuretsu sisters, Yuki and Nodaka. They're fully aware there was no subtitles, but you can tell that they congratulate them. But however, do they have what it takes to win these titles? That's my assumption, but I can't wait to see that. Hopefully in the videos I haven't caught up yet have them, but this is going to be interesting to watch. So I think that's pretty much it what I have to do. Stay tuned for more videos coming up. I am going to review the final matches for the New Japan Cup. I'm not going to go with the other matches, but also reviewed the return of the NWA, the National Wrestling Alliance, back in the attack. So that's going to be your next video, and I'll see you guys on the next DWZ time on this DWZ channel. So I must bid all of you adieu. So goodbye. Mwah. And have a nice day. Bang.